Hey guys, Mike and I want to show you how to use this new light sequencing program called LOR. It's going to come to you in a box. A little heavy. Inside the box are Ethernet cable, SD cards, and what we call a mini director. This box is going to do a lighting program for the trees. So this is now going to have all the lights in the 4 different sections of the tree and the star dancing to different music. How it does that is by plugging each individual light or each section of light into one of these 16 plugs. All these plugs have numbers on them. This one side right here has 1 through 8. And the ones over here will have 9 through 16, but we don't use 2 of them for the 10-foot tree. So to get going, what you want to do is in your packet there's going to be a SD card, and in the SD card will say all on. The 10-foot tree, there's a card 3 for the 3rd day. It's all on. There's a day 2. And there's another one in there still in the packet there. Ready? So to start setting up the tree, what you want to have is this computer has 2 outlets, 2 plugs. And we're going to use an extension cord right now to have them both plugged in, but each ship will have its own outlets, designated outlets right next to each other for these plugs. We're going to put the all-in SD card into the box. So this is going to now power the lights. So as we're putting the tree together, all the lights are coming out at the same time. So I will plug this into an extension cord, just because we do not have the outlets right now. This USB, and this will all be marked on the box, will go into the outlet here. Okay, so we have the LOR controller on. The USB cable goes in the center slot here. I've got a little arrow there on it saying in. And the other ones I have blocked off. Other end will go into the mini director. Pretty straightforward. I've got the SD card already in there. So now this will be powered up. So what I want to do, I've got the bottom of the tree already set up right here, and I want to start plugging in these lights for this, so that as I'm putting the tree together, I can make sure that everything is plugged in, everything is working. Each plug has a tag, and this just goes to the coordinating number on the mini direct, on the computer. So 13, go right into 13, and you'll see all the yellow lights are all on. Look around, see anything kind of dark spots in there, doesn't look even, check your plugs. Next one's 14. Also, each one of these cords has in it a colored zip tie correlating to the color of lights that it goes to. White is always going to be the clear lights. Orange will always be we have orange lights on this tree. And then you have a green zip tie, which will then be for those yellow lights. Red is for a set of strobe lights we have through here as well. Each tree we do will have a different set of lights on the tree, but the zip ties are always the same. It doesn't really matter the colors of them, just that you know that all this colored orange zip ties will light all of those colored lights on the tree. 14 will go to 14. 11 to 11. And so as you're going along, you're seeing all those light up. And the next one is 12. And you see the next set of lights all light up. So at this point, take a look at that bottom section of the tree and just make sure all the lights are lit. If there's something dark in there, you see some lights not working, that's the time to go in there and to check those lights and make sure they're all plugged in. The strobe lights are number 14, again with that red zip tie. Each section has strobe lights in there, and each section will have this cord. So as you put the sections together, that's the only cord you need to plug together per section. All other cords run entirely themselves back down to this director. The number 14 and the red. So now we're going to grab the next section. Of course, when you're doing this tree, you'll have 2 to 3 people doing this, and you're fluffing it all out each section as you're going along. We're getting ready to put this in a box. It's just been done, so we've already have this fluffed. Next is the what do you call it, top, bottom section?
Mid-bottom.
So we're going to come in here.
Mid-bottom.
I'm doing this by myself, so it's not as pretty. So 14, 14 going together here for the strobes. So red and red. But also notice that this also has its own set of extension cords with their own tags on there as well. They're going back to that box. I see some lights in here already, kind of pulling out. A little tight there. Drop that section in. Okay, so now this section has 10, 9, and 8 going on down in sequence. So we'll plug in 9. You'll see all those orange lights go on in the whole tree. They should all be lit. 8 will be all the white lights in that section. 8's actually the next group. So 10 will be all the yellow. All those yellow lights around. I'll kind of pan around there, Mida. And then next it will be 8. So as we're going along, we're plugging each sequence, each numbered extension cord into the correlating plugs listed on this controller. They're all being lit. We can continue on. The next part over here is the middle and the top of the tree. Now we want to put this onto the tree all together. We have this on stands, it's a little neater. On the chip you may have somebody kind of helping hold that. Here are the 3 different colors of power cords for this section. And here are the 3 different power cords for the top of the tree. Notice these cords are getting longer because these cords have to go all the way down the tree. Even in here, as we're lighting these trees, we want to kind of tuck these cords into the branches so they're not seen. Preferably on the back of the tree. So I'm going to put the top of the tree now onto its next lower section. Again, always remembering to plug in the strobes. That'll be that thinner cord with the red zip tie. See what that is. To the other cord should all be right there, which is exactly where it was. Here's that cord, plug these together. These cords are here, these are here, and the last part will be the star, and it has its own cord, and that is number 1. So we'll go and put the star on the top of the tree, like so. Fluff it out. Let me see it going in and out. Slide right in. Now, fluff the top of this tree here very well while on the ground. Once it's up on the tree, now you can't get to it unless you pull out a ladder, which we don't want to do. So, tuck all these power cords into the tree so they're not seen. We're going to tuck these along in here. So the cord to the star needs to be pushed all the way into the tree so it's not seen. Over to the bottom. Next section, same thing. All those cords hidden in there. Okay, so that's what we're left with. Now we're ready to put this top of the tree on top of the bottom middle. So here's the red. I'm gonna put the tree together first and then plug those together. When you have a second person helping you, they would do that. But it's Labor Day, so we're short laborers. Okay, again, plug in the number 14, strobe lights to each other. And tuck it into the tree. So this tree is pretty well fluffed out, put together. We'll hide these cords into the tree as we go down. The controller. And then we'll start plugging these into the controller. And these lower numbers will be on the other side of the switches. So pull out the ones we haven't used yet. Here I'm going to start plugging in those lights. This is 1, 1. That is going to be the star. So you should see the star now lit. 2 is going to be the top of the white lights. So check to make sure all the white lights on the top of the tree are now lit. 3 will be the orange. And 4 will be the yellow on the top of that. So as we're going along, all those lights should all be on and all working. Then we go to the next section of lights. Their cords. Again, the first one with the white zip tie is 5 in order, in sequence. So that should be all your white lights now. Next will be the orange, and then again the yellow. So now all the lights on the tree are lit up, and that's basically it. We're basically done. It's just lining up all of our power cords, extension cords, with the numbers coinciding with the numbers on the controller. And now I'm going to plug in our music box, and we'll give you an example of how this is going to look. On the ships in Australia, you're going to have a wireless system that the ship will set up for you. I'm going to use this boom box and a audio cord, which I will send you regardless, for you to use yourselves if you need to test out the music yourself. Sometimes they don't like to because they don't want the passengers to see any of the sequences yet. This will plug into the audio portion of the mini director. We'll pop that SD card out. Lights will go off. We're going to put in the next SD card. There is a delay before these all start going. And I will lower the lights and get the full effect. You're going to have 3 cards each day, having like 3 songs they will do for their passengers. And even look at this right here. If you see something that seems odd, you could have a wire crossed. So you get the idea. If you have any questions, you can email or call us. It's pretty straightforward. Again, it's just that box. It has simple on and off switch. 16 plugs. 2 of them we don't use. We only use 14. This main director, which is SD card, just push in, and once you push them in, right now there's like a 30-second delay. We're going to try to make it a little shorter by the time it gets to you. And then just that simple USB cord that plugs into that. Maybe Mike can show you again. Plug it in. And that is the Lightorama lighting sequence programs for the new ships this year. We have about 13 of the ships doing it this year.